Welcome to Catalyst Conversations, the podcast where we spark powerful change in women's wealth. I'm Hadriana Leo, a wealth coach, counselor, and strategist, and each week we dive into the conversations, strategies, and stories that help women confidently create the life they've always dreamed of. So grab your favorite bevy, settle in, and let's get started on transforming your relationship with money. This is Catalyst Conversations, igniting change in women's wealth. Let's spark the conversation. Hello, everyone. And I have with me today a woman with quite an eye. And I'm teasing, but I'm not. I have with me today, welcome Margot Daley. Hey, Margot.
Thank you, Hadrian. I'm so excited to chat with you. It's been a while.
Yes. You know what? I'm thrilled. I always like to give this disclaimer. I've worked with Margot before, so I kind of know what I'm talking about when I tell you she has the eye. Margot does some pretty awesome things in the creative space. But before we jump into all that, I asked Margot to share with us, a quote or a phrase that's like impactful to her. And this is what she says. I like to get this right. This is what
Yeah.
she shared. And this is a quote from Marie Forleo. Everything is figureoutable. And drop the mic. Margot, what about these
100%.
three words are so impactful
Yeah,
to you?
I think myself, I know so many of us, we have had to learn so many things to get where we are. We had to learn business. We've had to learn software. We've had to I had to learn the internet. I had to learn email. And when, you think of your career and all the things, even if, outside in life, it's like you figure it out. You will eventually. It might take me a minute more. And so there's YouTube, there's so many sources, there's asking. So there's so many things that we can figure out just with time and a little bit. So I live by that. I may not know right now, but I'm going to figure out. And I think it's the same for most of us, especially in the entrepreneur space. You don't know what you don't
Yeah.
know, but I'll figure it out.
And I think that quote kind of takes the pressure off. I mean,
100%. You don't know what you don't know. That's the whole point. It's a process, but I'm going to figure it out. And if you hear entrepreneurs at the top of their game, they will share the exact same thing. One step at a time, figuring out the next thing, figuring out the next thing. Till now they know.
yeah, and quite empowering. I love the idea that we can step into the things that we don't know, that we haven't
100%.
figured out, and be
We
confident
couldn't
that
know. We
it,
couldn't even know them yet.
no. You know what? It takes me back to when I was we're recording this not long after Mother's Day. So I remember saying to my mom, I was well pregnant by then. I'm like, Mom, I'm not ready. And she's like, the child will make you ready. It's fine. It's even the times when you step into that thing that you didn't plan for, you weren't ready for.
Right.
Maybe it wasn't even the thing that was recommended,
Right.
right? But we can figure it out. And that's the power that we have. I really appreciate this quote. And I think it goes a little bit towards your experience, how you have become this, I'll say multi-hyphenate creative
I like that
in
term.
this space that you live. So instead of me reading the bio, Margot, if you were to describe yourself, put away the LinkedIn bio, put away
Right.
the professional website stuff. How would you describe Margot?
I love this. I would say at heart, I'm a creative person, and I would say visually creative. I'm not an artist, but I enjoy conceiving and creating and thinking and imagining how things could be. So, my background formally, I'm a television producer. I've been doing that for 30 years. And as being a producer, you have to think and imagine scenarios and imagine shows. And what if we did that? And then 5 years ago, it's probably six now, at the age of 50, I
Wow.
discovered my love for photography. It was actually in the process of trying to learn how to use these newer cameras for video to serve me in my work, and just happened to experiment with one of these new cameras, took a single photo, and suddenly I'm like, who cares about video? I'm in love with a single image. It speaks to me more. Now, I still love video, and it's part of what I'm doing now as a brand photographer. So it kind of morphed itself into from taking pictures to headshots to building a brand photography business that now includes video. And so the same creative eye that I brought with TV shows or documentaries, I'm loving using with individual clients like yourself or other women, actually women and men who are building a brand and they need to show more of themselves, but not just in a boring, staid kind of formal way, your life, your personality. And so I would say that's what I am, a creative person now focusing on personal branding for entrepreneurs.
Yes, indeed. And definitely living up to everything is figure outable. Not many people are going to take a 30-year career and just pause it or maybe put it to the side a little
Transition.
bit and think, you know what? I really love these stills. Let me work on photography at 50 plus. Like,
But
well
Adriana,
done.
it brought me joy. And this is the thing, the same way at the beginning of the TV career, there was so much joy and man, I can't believe I'm doing this. I felt the same way at age 50 about this new thing with photography. And so figuring it out, it's not always a smooth transition, but it just filled me with so much joy. So, your spark can be relit at any age, even when you think you're just thinking about retirement and winding it down. I'm proof that, something can be ignited anytime.
Yes. And I'm very happy. I'll tell you, for those who are listening to the podcast, you're not
Right.
going to see this, but I can tell you that Margot took one of my shots and I kind of did the superwoman stance and she had
Love
me
that
turn like this
pose.
and lean in like that and put a big smile on my face.
I
I'm like,
love
oh
that you love that pose. I did too. And again, it's just showing who you are too, because you may not want to be seen anything but formal, but that shot really just showed that this is a fun professional I want to work with. And
my,
so
yes,
I love that
yeah.
photo.
Well, I'm going to say this, Margot. I cannot speak of your work in television. I'm sure I've seen it. I'm pretty sure I've seen the
Maybe.
things that you've worked on. I know it.
Right.
But I can speak from experience of the work that you do behind the photography lens.
Mhm.
And I'll tell you the gift that I see is that ability to capture what you see in your literal eye and actually have it show up in a still image. I think that is a marvelous gift. And it's a
Thank
gift
you.
the world would not have experienced if you hadn't decided to, take a chance on yourself and explore something that was different. So this is me saying thank you.
Thank
this is me
you.
this is me
Appreciate that.
saying I'm celebrating all of the entrepreneurs, all of the
Mm,
humans that know that they're not done and that life is absolutely figure outable and
absolutely.
celebrating that with you today.
Thank you. That's a
Yes.
great way of thinking of it.
Oh,
Yeah,
absolutely. 100%. So you're doing all of this. Now you are a personal brand photographer. Is
right.
that the correct title?
Yes, and that's just distinguishing. I'm not necessarily dealing with big companies. I'm dealing with individuals who are a personal brand. You are a personal brand. I myself am a personal brand, and that's the coaches, the consultants, the realtors who are trying to build a brand, and they are a big part of what separates them from everybody else. So I love that personal brand space.
Very well. So then you are working with so many different people. You're
Yes,
working with a wide array of personalities. You're working with different professionals. You're working with, I mean, you probably go from a sculptor that might be making clay pots to the
absolutely.
lawyer that is all buttoned up and, can to say one thing, they use 5,000 words. How do get that to translate authentically each time?
Well, it's fun. I do love the variety, and it's all the things you said, from lawyers to realtors to coaches. And I think the unique thing, and that's sort of where I start with, is who are you? Who are the people you are trying to attract? Because we're all different, and our personalities, if I shot every single person the same way, that's not going to serve them. It's about Who are you? Who are you trying to attract? What are we trying to showcase? There are some people where showing that hilarious laughter of our candid shots is going to work for their brand. Some people, not so much, but maybe we can show another side that's a little more playful, but not to the same degree. So it really is individual. Individual, even if they're from the same genre, there's going to be different things that we're going to focus on, different parts of their life that we're going to focus on. So I love that part of the variety, and it just feeds my creativity to think about you and what you've told me about you. How can we show you?
Yeah, definitely. The I think I've been in the entrepreneurial space now for a few years. This is going to be this is going to be my 10th year in
Wow,
entrepreneurship.
it's a big anniversary.
It's a big
Congratulations.
one. I should get something. Yeah, but
Now, is it diamonds? I don't know, is it?
I have no idea. I can't keep track, Margot. It's paper here and this there. I
I
don't
don't
know.
know.
But I think as a seasoned entrepreneur, I feel like I've been through all of it.
Great.
And I can tell you that one of my biggest hesitations in
Hmm.
being on video or even having my likeness put out there is that I didn't think I
Hmm.
look like what the world perceives as wealth because I do it differently. I can't
Sure.
stand extension eyelashes. I hate makeup. I put it on with great duress, under great duress, and I'm just chill. Like
Right.
I'm just there. And one of the reasons why I hesitated so much was because I had this internal dialogue that I did not look like what the world perceives as wealthy. But here
Wow.
I was doing the thing and I had the skills and I was
Wow.
hiding behind the screen until I worked on a few things
Right.
internally for myself. And I
Right.
realized that if I'm going to do this the way that is most authentic to me,
Sure.
I have to show up as me. And the right people will resonate, the right people will connect, the right people will reach out. How are you using with that knowledge? You're
Yeah.
meeting entrepreneurs at
Mm.
all the stages of their
Right.
entrepreneurial experience. How do you get the people like me who are like, "Ah, she was
Ah, Adrian, you are one of many. I have learned in the last few years, and this applies equally to myself. There are so many things that hold us back from showing up. I literally can categorize them. And the one that you mentioned, I have a little bit of it. It's this fear of what others think. It could be the fear that others are going to think that it just goes on and on. Or sometimes it's body issues. I've had conversations with clients, I don't like this and that. And it's like, does that mean no, the world's not going to know about you for 5 years until we get that weight off, if it ever comes off? Or I don't want to stand out too much. There's a lot of things holding us back. And the truth is, and I know you got there, but it's this, but I have something to give. I have something to offer, and someone wants you and not the guy in the suit. I want you. You are my person. But if you don't show your face or you're too worried, you're robbing them of finding you, and you're the person they need. And so that goes for me too. I've always been behind the scenes, and I've had to realize I'm trying to grow this thing. I really am. This is something I want to do, and I don't have 1,000 leads stacked up behind me or lots of money for ads. So showing up is the one thing I can do, and I better get over my worries about my face or I'm trying. It's not saying it's perfect, but when I do show up, I get that feedback. Oh, I enjoyed that. I didn't know that. I'm sure it's the same for you. So it's doing the work to I'm going to show up. I'm going to get over
yeah.
myself a little bit, and I'm going to show up.
Yeah. Would you say that showing up, showing your face
Yes.
is non-negotiable at this point?
Yes. Now, here's the caveat. In life, you don't have to do anything you don't want to do. So I say you need, it's non-negotiable, but of course, if you don't want to do it, you don't have to do it. But I think if you're trying to grow and have others find you in this landscape, not showing your face is a disservice because people are looking. Who is this behind? Is this a multinational? Is this some offshore numbered? No, this is her. Oh, and I want to know about you. And so, in that regard, I say showing up, showing your face is non negotiable. If you're trying to be discovered, listen, if you've got SEO that's amazing and the leads are pouring it, you don't have to show your face. But, and the last part I will add, because showing up, we're talking about social media. This is a free platform to take advantage of, and people are on it. Your people are on it, whether you like it or not, they're on here. And
Yep.
so showing up is how you stand out and people can find you and work with you because they are looking for you. And if you
Yeah.
don't show your face, I'll find the next person. So
Yeah. And I think, what do they say? A picture is worth 1,000 words.
it
Yes.
is.
Yeah.
Yes.
And there's someone like me. So your creativity is gifted to the world through that visual art. My creativity is gifted through the world through my writing, my expression, and I sing.
Absolutely.
So in this case, my writing, I could write and write
Sure.
and write.
Comfortable zone. I'm sure it's a sweet spot for you.
Yes, but the truth is the way we consume information and the way we're making decisions as consumers, the writing is fine, but a visual with that writing goes so much further. So
100%.
for you, you're saying that entrepreneurs have to show their face. Where they show their face, you don't really care, but you got to show your face.
Right.
What does that face convey?
Well, it does. Showing up and showing your face is going to help build trust. In the same way, I'm sure viewers of this podcast, I trust her. I see her week to week. She's putting herself out there. I see her last name. I can find out who she is. So that's helping me build a connection. And your face gives me something to connect because I'm not a professional researcher, but they do say that the humans, we do like to see other faces, and it's more effective than just the text post. I love text posts. I love quotes, like, everything is figureable. And I'll share them on my feed, but guaranteed when I show my face, more people connect with it. More, it's not just a vanity metric, but people react. We like faces. And so that's part of building a deeper connection. Oh, I feel like I know you. I've never met you, but I feel like I know you because I see your
Yeah.
face
Yeah.
frequently.
And I feel like for me, like in my coaching, a lot of my coaching is done remotely. Video must be on. Why?
100%.
Because there are so many things I could hear you say, but your
Right,
body might negate, or your
right.
body may reinforce, or your body may tell me something that you're not saying out loud, but
Definitely.
it is in part of what you're trying to have me understand. So for me, a picture is vital, it is non negotiable.
Yeah.
And I guess it takes me to your next point, which is video is queen. Oh my goodness.
I was just about to say that because look at this podcast and like where a photo definitely outweighs the impact of text, video takes it to the next level because I see you in real time and your facial expressions. I see how you are, and I'm already getting a sense if I needed coaching, I like already how she interacts. I like how she speaks. And so video is that takes it to the next level of a deeper connection and what I can envision what it's like to work with you. So I encourage people, and I do. One of the things that I'm sharing right now is for all of us beyond your photo, you can learn to use this thing that we all have in our back pocket and start talking directly to it to our people. It doesn't have to be a big production, but this is how communicating directly with your people on social will help you build that deeper trust, and people buy from people they know, like, trust. So
You
it's
know
gonna
what?
help.
Okay, so let me speak on behalf of the person who just hates that speaking to the camera business, because
90% of the people.
yes, I am so much better. I mean, I'm not afraid of the camera, whether
Good.
I'm talking to the black hole or I'm talking to you or I'm
Right.
whatever it is. I'm not afraid of the camera. But the truth is, there are entrepreneurs who
Sure.
have an actual I don't know if it's a fear, if it's a hesitation, and we'll talk a
It
little bit more
is.
about that later.
Yeah.
But what do you say to that person who has trouble just
Right.
getting up there? How do they start?
Well, I mean, like going back to photos first, I've always said, you know, and certainly with branding, you don't just show up on the day and then I've got a camera in your face. You need to build a relationship, and that needs to start with trust. So whether it's me or another photographer, you really have to think about, who's this person? How do I see them interact? Are they gentle? Are they good? So I think that's the starting place for anything. Who am I working with? Have that conversation. You're not booking a brand session just blind, hopefully, and just showing up on the day. And then just know, there's rapport. You're not just going to meet a stranger because you're going to have spent time before online and Zoom meetings to get a sense of who they are. And I encourage people to, say it too. Be honest, I'm a little bit nervous, or I don't like this. So that photographer, whether it's me or anyone else, we can help you through that and be aware. And we're going to spend time, I certainly am, to ease you in, to remind you why you're doing this, to disarm you with humor and dumb jokes so that we take the tension out. And, knowing that obviously the first few minutes of any shoot might be a little awkward, but you're going to ease in, and then the best is to come. So you shouldn't let that fear stop you from showing up. You've done
Yeah.
harder things. I say that all the time. We do hard things all the time. This is doable.
Yeah. Yeah. I actually find it easier if I do it with someone. So instead of me just sitting and posing for a camera that I set up,
Right.
around the office or what have you, I find it takes some of the stress and the tension
Sure.
off when there's someone that I'm,
Interacting.
relating to and
Yeah.
interacting with. Yeah. And then especially if it's a professional like yourself,
Mhm.
then you have the skills. You've been trained in this. You don't just click, you actually understand
We're
what.
communicating and interacting.
Yes. And honestly, there are some poses when I do it myself, there are some poses I think, oh, this is stunning. And then I look at the results and I'm like, no.
Trial and error. I see you in a way that you don't see. It's the same for me. I used to like taking my own photos to have control, and I still sometimes do. But whenever someone else takes my photo, I'm like, oh, I don't see that side of my face, or I don't see that. I never see myself smiling like that. So there is something about someone else's eye on you and seeing a part of you that you don't see.
Yeah, for real. For real. Honestly, it's one of the things that I really enjoy. One of the investments that I think we all should be making is
Right.
in professional shots, especially if you are an entrepreneur or a business owner and you have a personal brand. But also, I think the time to do some of that video, to sit there
Mm,
and share something about yourself. Because if a picture is worth 1,000 words, I guess video is worth a million.
10,000. I guess.
A
But that
million.
much more. I mean, there's so many stats about, like, people will gather things, or, oh, I'm going to butcher the stats, but it's just in an instant, a video clip compared to reading a whole thing of text. Or just the way, especially in the marketing world, this is the way to market. Your message is going to have a better chance of landing and showing who you are than writing it out. As much as,
Yeah.
we still read, and, there's still absolutely a place for our writing and our marketing, but it's just adding that piece as well. Because we have short attention spans, and video, we've seen this on social, it does capture our attention.
Yeah, absolutely. And the investment, well, I'm the numbers one.
Yes, you are.
So when you consider I am queen, I have been known to throw money at a problem,
Right.
Margot. And one of the problems I've thrown money at is advertising for my business. And let me tell you, it rained
Oh,
money and it did not rain clients. Okay.
mm,
I spent a lot
yeah.
and the return on investment did not match it. Compare that
Mm,
to taking time to invest in some
no,
professional photography and
no.
videography for your business. And the way you can rinse and repeat those
Keep
images, those,
using them.
oh my goodness, it's like the
Although I'd
James
like to shoot new
Bond.
images for you any day. But I mean, you're great. You have the I see you. You use your images in your marketing and your seminars and your webinars, and it actually makes me happy. I love seeing you continue to, you know,
Yeah,
let
it's
you
time to
speak
freshen
for
them
you.
up, though. I can tell you that.
No
And
pressure.
it's,
I'm just saying.
yeah, but for real though, I think when you look at the investment that you would make in, the time and the money
Yeah,
you would put into having videography done,
yeah,
having photography done
right,
professionally,
right.
and the return you would get on that investment immediately and over time, it just does not compete. It cannot
Mhm.
it's you can't compare the spend for SEO optimization, website
Important, sure.
development,
Yeah,
Google ads, Facebook ads, LinkedIn
right.
ads, which I still can't figure out, and all the rest. I think it's very much a worthwhile investment, and it has proven itself to have great ROI, return on
Sure.
investment. So that is very easy to see. But let's
Sure.
get back to the whole fear idea,
Sure.
because there are real fears in our way. And I
Yeah.
spoke of one, like the fear of how other people see
Right.
me, the idea that, I'm not what I'm supposed to look like, what
Mhm.
have you. What are some of the other fears that you have come across when you're working with your clients?
Okay, I actually just was chatting with someone who mentioned another one that I hadn't really thought of it, and it was that fear of perfectionism, or it's I don't want to do it if it's not perfect, and they're judging any video by what they see the top pros do. That's holding them back. A fear that I had to, and it's if you've heard the term tall poppy syndrome, it was popular a little while ago. It was that idea it related to the idea that once upon a time, or I think they still do that in Holland, they cut all the poppies the same size so that they grow evenly. And then it was translated to business because in the business world, sometimes if you're the tall poppy growing, others are going to cut you down to size. And I
Ah,
think that's a fear. I don't want to be too tall. I want to keep it here. Or in my case, I think I cut my own poppy down. I don't want to shine too much because I'm still new in the industry. I don't want to be too much. So there's that fear, not standing out too much. We talked about body issues. That's a huge one. What else? Yeah, just that fear of perfection, fear of, our faces being out there. I'm thinking this is a team. I actually am more comfortable hiding behind other people, fear of being elevated front and center. So there's so many different things that hold us back. So that's often the first thing to like, what is it? What's the real reason? Because people will say, I don't like getting my photos done, but there's more behind it. There's always something more, and
yes.
it's figuring, is it I don't like my face? Is it I don't want to shine too much? Is it the fear of the experience? Is that really it? So, it's a little bit, we're all doing our work to unpack what it is. But if you can weigh that against the benefit of, clients knowing you, of building your confidence, the more you can do it and you see a photo that you like your face, oh, I look good. I think I'm going to do this. And so you're weighing the fear against what could be. I
Yes. And that's exciting because I think I remember some when I was getting started in business, somebody that I know and love, I still know and love this person and I trust this person.
Right.
But he gave me this warning. And at first I thought it was for me to shrink. But he said, um, people don't aim at chickens, they aim at eagles. So
Hmm.
as you soar, that's when people want to take aim at you,
Mhm.
essentially. Um, it's in the flying high that you catch attention and then
True.
the attacks begin. um I remember thinking to myself, okay, I'm gonna, keep it low. So, but that was not the gist of the comment. The comment
Mm.
was prepare, anticipate, make room for. The fact that as you become the taller poppy, you will have external factors that are going to try
Right.
to knock you down because, well, now you're a target against a beautiful sky. I
Right.
think one of the fears that I had, part of why I would prefer to not have my image out there,
Mm.
is my need for privacy.
Mhm.
And I still want to be able to go out the door, no makeup on, with my ratty slippers and the clothes that I just threw on,
Right.
and go to the supermarket and do my groceries
Mhm.
unencumbered. Um, I still think that's doable. If you
100%.
met a client with that kind of hesitation, how would
Right.
you help them kind of navigate that?
Well, and that's a scenario that I hear all the time. Look, you're definitely showing their face, but they're not sharing all of their business. You don't have to. They do, when I'm doing a brand session, I will ask, how much of your other life would you like to include? Are your kids a part of your brand? Are they your inspiration? Some people, yes.
Mhm.
Others, absolutely not. I want to keep my brand shoot. We're going to show the different sides of my personal life. We can have right of my professional life, but I'd rather keep my private life private. And so I do believe there is still a way to do that. And Hadrian, you're on all the platforms. LinkedIn, we tend not to go into the personal. So IG, Instagram, you have that variety more. And so you can be strategic, still show your face, but not decide to give away all the goods or share every last thing. So, absolutely, some of my clients still need to maintain a degree of privacy, but they're going to show up in a professional way. Otherwise, because that's the point, they're on online. I guess if you really wanted to avoid all of that, you probably wouldn't be online at all. But if you're online,
Right.
you need those images, but you are always in control of how much you share with those
Yeah.
images, if that makes sense.
Absolutely. One of the things that helped me was a reminder. I'm not trying to be the golden arches.
Or a massive influencer, or you know what I mean? Sometimes, I think that holds you back. People are going to think that I'm trying to be something else and I'm just trying to communicate and help women and grow my brand. That's really it. So, it doesn't have to be you're all and everywhere or nothing.
Yeah.
Absolutely. No.
And for many of us,
Mhm.
we don't need to be. I mean, if you were to look at the desired income or the revenue you want to
Sure.
generate from your business,
Yeah.
you probably don't need to have 500 clients. You need to
100%.
have those handful of clients that you will do on a monthly basis. You'll do
Sure.
that, and that will take care of what you need for your
100%.
business. That means we don't need the every creep
Forever. Yes. No.
everywhere
Yeah.
all the time
No.
to see me. We need a
100%.
strategy
Sure.
that brings us what we need, and video, photography, and that's a bit of a let's do it kind of attitude,
Um,
kind of gets you there.
let's go. You're building. I say that all the time. It's like what are we doing? We're trying to build something. I'm doing this to support my life and
Yeah.
successfully fully make that transition. And so if this is not just for being famous. I'm not taking photos or just for the sake of being internet famous or an influencer. There's purpose. This is to build a brand and this is going to help. And I am already seeing that. I'm sure you do when you post your photos people react more than a text post. And so this is what we're doing. It's all in the service of building something to support our lives. So
Yeah.
it's a tool and yeah, I think we should take advantage of it.
Yeah, for real. If you met with that client that you're working with them, they're like, okay, how often should I be taking new shots? How many videos should I be posting? Is
Right.
there some sort of formula that you use, or do you go
Oh,
by a different means?
and it really is specific. And this is what I'm saying. Everybody's one size fits all. I feel for a lot of clients, start with photos. I don't believe everybody start out the gate with the whole enchilada. Like if you're not showing your face, let's start with a an introductory package to give you enough for your website and social. And you don't need a million photos to start. It's kind of really specific. And then once you're feeling comfortable, I've had clients come back and go, okay, now I'm ready for some video. Got to
Yes.
ease in baby steps, but certainly, you can make that the first step. If you're not showing your face, start. And even before you get to me, find a decent picture. And then, baby steps, baby steps.
I like that. Like if you're not doing anything,
Mm,
start.
Just
If you
start.
started,
Take a good
take that
selfie
next
to
step,
start. Exactly.
Yeah.
For
Tell me
sure.
a little bit about how you choose your location. So I know when I did mine, I
Right.
used my office space because it
Yes.
was a large space and what have you. But
Right.
not everyone has that. I'm no longer in using these offices.
Okay.
My office is,
You're home.
located at
Right.
home.
Yeah.
And but I see a lot of your shots. They are
Yes.
crisp. The locations are like well defined.
Sure.
I've seen shots like on the street and in houses, in
Well,
offices and what have you. How are you finding these spots and what are you
right.
looking for?
Well, and here's the thing. Fortunately, in Toronto, we're really blessed with so many beautiful rental studios. Some that are minimal, loft, feminine, boho, the whole gamut. And so again, though, it's really individualized. So it really starts with the client. Do you have a location that has great light that you like, that you feel comfortable? Sometimes it makes sense. Let's be in your environment. And then otherwise, based on who you are, your style, your aesthetic, we can look. What do we think about these here? And you kind of work from there. Actually, some clients too, and again, Canada, we only have so many months outside. Sometimes some of those shots can be outside and it makes sense. And others were in a different spot. Sometimes it could be a coffee shop so it really, I think it's in my case, when I'm doing it, it's individual to make sure it matches with you. We wouldn't want to shoot somewhere that you would never be, it would feel off. So it's individual, but there are beautiful spaces all over Toronto, the GTA, that you can rent for a shoot. And that's a process where, again, we're collaborating to make sure it matches all the other things with your brand. Or
Yeah, and that's where the personality comes in, right?
absolutely.
Yeah, because if you're the lawyer who's really, straight-laced and what have you, and you decide to shoot them in front of a graffiti wall where the
Or a
skaters are,
boho, it's like, that doesn't feel right.
yeah, it just doesn't match. And I think that's part of the power of the image.
Right.
The elements around
We
you,
work together.
they work together and
Yeah.
they tell the story that someone could have written, but it's being done visually. That's phenomenal. All right. So for the person who has started, they already, have some shots, they're showing up, maybe sporadically across different platforms.
Right.
What can how would you guide them to kicking it up a notch? Because they already have visual elements, they are
Right.
showing their face.
Right.
How would you guide them to, next level? What's that next thing they can be working on?
Well, like I said, if the shots that you're sharing are selfies to start,
Mhm.
hey, great. You're showing your face. That's great. Then I do think maybe the next step is looking at a professional photographer to get you a collection of images that will hit the various parts of your business so it's a little more strategic, right? So that this talks about the thing I do over here and this is the thing. So that's probably the next level. You've just showing your face. You can elevate to a brand shoot where now you've got a cohesive list of images. And if you've only been sharing sporadically, maybe the next step is, okay, I'm going to do a photo once a week or then
Mhm.
that twice. I'm not a social media manager, but I know there's a consistency. So maybe push yourself a little bit to instead of just showing your face once in a while, maybe integrate it once in a week.
Yeah.
One
Yeah.
picture is going to be my face and go
Yeah.
from there. And actually, I would encourage, use your face in your emails. Use your face, start using it in your Canva creations for your posts. Just start to elevate that.
Yeah, definitely. This is we didn't talk about this before, but I'm gonna throw it in there.
Yeah.
Where do you stand on the photoshopping? The
The
uh The
AI.
cutting and the splicing and the AI and all the
Well,
rest.
here's the thing. Listen, I know it's not something that I'm forward with and that I sort of offer. If something is off, I will fix it. I personally am not going to reshape bodies. It's not my skill set. And then I just think you look so good. And I'm always going to encourage clients, we don't need that. Obviously, if there's some little thing that's off, or we can look at that. But I had one client, we were chatting that too, and she said, yeah, it might not feel an integrity to actually do that. And I said, this is you. And I'm going to do my best to shoot the real you. And it's always a little shocking sometimes seeing ourselves for all of us. But, hopefully you're going to see some images where you're like, this is me. If it's a minor flaws, of course, there's retouching that we're going to do. But I'm not going to do a facelift. I don't know how to do it. I'm not going to make a size 12 a size 6. That's not me. Maybe there
Yeah.
are others, but yeah, it's about seeing. I'm hoping that you're going to see yourself and just, this is me. And, really embrace it. There are
Yeah.
professionals out there that do professional retouching. So, you know, the, I'm not to say that you can't, if that is really what you want. It's not necessarily what I do, but I want you to love your face as it is.
Yes. Oh my goodness. I like to, I say, when you see me, I should look like the
This is
photograph,
it.
right? It has to, you can't think, oh my gosh, who are you? You're not,
Catfishing.
oh, no, because I still have to show up in front of
Yeah,
people,
real
and
people.
you still need to recognize me. And if the
100%.
photos or the videos are what you're seeing online, it has to be
Right.
cohesive.
Yes, I agree.
So for me, I'm right there with you. I need to learn to love me.
Love you. And I've
Yes.
had very critical folks before actually, oh, I look good. Best compliment ever. Where they actually see themselves like for the first time, who are ready to pick it apart and can just say, oh, I look good.
Yeah.
I've said
Yeah.
that myself.
Yes,
Someone sent me a photo.
I have said that myself as well. I know that there are some profiles, I'm just thinking of those scenes on some TV shows that where the stuck up, really full of themselves celebrity characters like, oh no,
Right.
do it my left side. You have to catch my left side, not my
Specific.
right.
Only my left side.
Only my left side. And I'm like, I'm not the big celebrity type. And I
Right.
don't think I'm ego driven. I think I'm
Right.
self-aware enough. But there are some
There
angles of
are bits we
myself.
all have, sure.
Yeah.
100%. We're going to work with that. And I'll avoid that. I don't want to don't show me from the back end. There's some angles I don't like myself. So again, we're going to work with that. And you're not
And
going to have
that's
to pick those photos that you don't
That's
like
right.
touch
And
those.
that's us becoming. If you're not there yet, where you can look at every aspect of yourself and just
Yeah,
love it without question, without thought, that's okay.
right.
Let's take what we do love
One step at a time.
one
One.
step at a time. Oh my gosh, Margot, like I said before, your work is so empowering to so
Oh,
many
thank
people.
you.
And the way you can just capture the essence of who a person is, you don't bottle it, but you put it onto photography paper and then digital spaces. It is phenomenal.
Oh,
I want you to
thank you.
know that you taking that chance on yourself
Right.
has been so vital to so many others taking a
Oh,
chance on themselves. And that's what
good
this
way
is
to
all
look at
about.
that.
Those catalyst moments, those decisions that we make, and they create that positive, beautiful ripple effect that
Hmm.
just goes out there into the world. Like, honestly, you may never know the
Mm.
depth and breadth of the impact that you've had on other
Oh,
people's lives as
you.
you've done the work that you do. And yes, you're working with video, you're behind the scenes, but I'm so happy you chose to come in front of the camera today.
Oh, thank you, Hadrian. You really made me think in a totally different way. I really do. So I appreciate your kind words because, yeah, I'm so happy to be able to help others on their journey do their thing. So, my
Yes,
pleasure.
yes. 100%. So I know women want to reach out to you. I know our
Mhm.
listeners would love to find, where is Margot? I need her now.
Ah,
So please let us know where we can find you on the interwebs and all the places.
very easy. So on Instagram and LinkedIn, I'm Margot Daley. Actually, the website is margotdaily.com, Margot with a T.
Mhm.
Daily is DALEY.com. And I'm Margot Daily Photography at Margot Daily Photography everywhere else. So thank
Okay.
you for the opportunities to come on and
Oh
share. I've
my
enjoyed this
goodness.
conversation. Great conversation.
Always an honor.
Yeah,
And I'm thinking that there are some other women who may just want to connect with you to explore
absolutely.
what's possible.
Just to
So get
chat,
on her
no
email list.
obligation.
Yeah, follow her on all the socials where you are. And from my experience with Margot, it's not first about the sale. She's in business. So, yes, it is about the sale. It's not a hobby, although she loves doing it. But I feel that anyone who works with you will come away empowered and rejuvenated and feeling so good about
Oh,
themselves. So thank you,
thank
Margot.
you. Very kind, Adriana.
Yes. And to all our listeners and our viewers, you know where to reach Margot. You know how to get in touch with her. Please, please do so. It's been my absolute pleasure to have you here with us today. And to everyone, I'll see you next time. Thank you for joining me today on Catalyst Conversations. I hope this episode sparked something powerful to help on your journey to building wealth confidently and unapologetically. If you loved today's conversation, be sure to subscribe so you never miss an episode. And if something resonated with you, I'd love to hear about it. Let's keep the conversation going. Until next time, keep moving toward your goals, stay empowered, and continue sparking change on your wealth journey. This is Hadriana, and you've been listening to Catalyst Conversations.